Hey folks, I am coming in really quickly at the beginning here of this video to let you know that at the end of this video, I have not only one, but two sets of huge news. So stick around for that. It's not even an exaggeration. Both sets of news are huge. So, like, really big. Alright, enjoy the video. You folks didn't think I was gonna end off 2024 without posting one last video, did you? And if you did think that, well then honestly, I don't really blame you, because I only posted like 3 other times this year. If this is your first time watching my videos, hello. My name's Emma, I'm in my 20s, I have Tourette Syndrome, and I show peeks into my life with Tourette Syndrome. So in this video, me, right here, sitting Emma, alright, is gonna crash into things. This sitting version of me is going to be your guide through the last, like, quarter of my year. So let's just get into it. Let's start with a trip from back in August to Chicago, where I went for a golf outing in support of the Tourette Syndrome and tic disorder community. This golf outing happens a little bit outside of Chicago. I've been to it many a times. I've helped out with it a lot. And a lot of the footage you're seeing here is from the day before when I came in like a day early to finally explore Chicago. Because like I said, I've been into this golf outing event a lot, but I've never explored Chicago. I knew I was coming in a day early, and so I started this bit where I was obsessed with the bean. And then the bit, it became a little bit less of a bit. Like at a certain point, I wasn't really sure where the joke was ending and the real obsession was starting.
The bean. The glorious bean in all of her glory. To be gazed upon. She who comes before all and all comes after. The mother of all, Mrs. Bean. The beanest bean of every bean. This is a collection of my reflections. Bean. This bean has been great to see. Of all the beans that have ever been, this is the bean that I've been thinking of. No, that doesn't work. Well, it works, but it's not good enough. Okay, ready?
Nice.
Yeah. So the bean was really sick. It was cool being at it. Anyway, after my very triumphant visit to the bean, I went around with a pal and it was like really beautiful. I didn't realize Chicago had so much cool old architecture and just also like so much water. I didn't know that lake was there. Geography is not my strong suit. This is like a running thing with me and my family. Especially my mom makes fun of me a lot for how bad I am with geography. And I didn't realize that there was a lake right there. And that's, you know, that's okay. Anyway, it was really pretty. The lake was awesome.
Oh wait, there's a ship. There's a ship.
That's like what the third up is.
Oh, okay. That's crazy that they're just like there.
But I will say I did have a really rude greeting committee.
I just got welcomed to Chicago by being shit on by a bird, which is something that has never happened to me in my life. And I really would have been okay with it never happening. And I figured it would never happen, but that happened.
I mean, folks, like the amount of time that I spend throughout the year in New York City, and I've never been shit on by a pigeon. And then this one day where it's like the first day that I'm actually exploring Chicago in my whole freaking life, and it's my first time being pooped on by a bird, just like in general, ever. Honestly, it was kind of funny. Anyway, I soldiered on after the pooping. I really want to give a special shout out to the American Writers Museum. It was very small but very mighty, and at the time they even had a gamers exhibit, which really tickled me. Especially the LARPing area of it. It was cool. It was really cool. It was actually really cool. Like the American Writers Museum, if you're ever in Chicago, you should go see it. So after exploring, I checked into my hotel room that I was staying at for the golf outing in support of the Tiki community. And my hotel room was like, it was really weirdly big. There were not 1, not 2, but 3 sinks in the entirety of this room. So it was really more like a suite. Is what it was. Even if you're staying there with like multiple people, what do you need 3 sinks for? Like, so after a kind of probably insomnia-ridden sleep, because that's just like, that's how things are for me, I put on my very adorable country club chic outfit to head to go work at the golf outing. You know, the golf outing, like every year that I go and help with it, was really awesome and really rewarding. And it's so great getting to see other people with Tourette syndrome that like I know and usually only get to talk to on the internet and from a distance throughout the year, besides when I'm at these like awesome events. And the next morning I woke up, you know, as one does, every morning, hopefully. And my face was like super puffy. I was just, you know, like I said, exhausted.
I'm so swollen. Do you see this? That's unusual for me. I don't know if you've seen me before, but that's unusual for me. My eyelids do this swelling up here when I'm really like not getting proper rest. A fun fact, just whatever, it's just like it kind of hurts.
Very recently, so like it was after these clips were filmed, but very recently, I was reading The Master of Go by Yasunori Kawabata. I think that's how you say his name. Actually, here you go, right here. And the author uses the description of eyelid swelling to portray some of the worst times of the main character's exhaustion in his dying days. So, yeah, back on track. So I got to New York and I was there for another, get this, another golf outing event that raises awareness and funds for the Tourette Syndrome and Tic Disorder community. And I reached my hotel where I had a very interesting finding.
Okay, so obviously, like, since I'm staying in the same hotel, things are gonna look similar and basically the same. But last year, I swear, like it's very possible this was the same room. Because if you come over here, and I'm gonna have to reference like the vlog that I did last year for the trip that was, you know, this trip. But that floor and decor was right outside my window. And I know, I get it, it's outside of all these windows, but it's just like peculiarly looks very much like how it was outside of my window last year. All right, goodbye, view of floor and decor. I'll really miss you. And maybe I'm full of crud. Whatever.
I think I'm fully full of credit. I think probably every room looks like this and every room looks out onto the floor and decor. That was a silly thought. What? Yeah, did I mention I was exhausted? You know, if you need more proof, I do have these clips.
Okay, Pokemon Band-Aids. This one is Squirtle, and this one is Gengar, and this one is Psyduck. And then we've got Pikachu. Oh, there's a Bulbasaur.
You know, because every video needs a Band-Aid haul. And also a Band-Aid haul of like the way too many Band-Aids you brought on your trip. Anyway, after the Band-Aid haul and another like really bad sleep later, I was back in another fun outfit.
We're feeling rather country club today. Rather golf ready. Rather... Got the shoes even. Hold on, what's that? Ooh, metallic. We're golfing, well, we're not golfing at all, we're working, but we look like we're golfing.
Then I was off for another big work day. I had a lot of fun at these events and I get to work on really, really cool projects. And I also get to meet like other really awesome people in the community that I don't think I would have otherwise met unless I was going to these events. Like, you know, I have a big connection to a lot of people in the online space here on YouTube and like through other social media. But there's a lot of people who like either don't use social media or aren't very adept with social media that I meet at in-person events all the time that I have some of my like favorite experiences with, which is not to discount all of the amazing connections that I make online. Super specifically, I meet a lot of older people that have Tourette's, like people in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I don't know, there's a wisdom that they can impart onto me and I get to hear a lot about their experiences, but I also get to help them out too because like they grew up in a very different time where like we've made a lot of progress since they were in their 20s, since they were my age. Like, we both have our own places in that, you know? Now actually back on track. After that trip, I headed back home, and I wanna say I rested for a couple of days, but I also don't wanna lie. I say all of this because I don't think it was very long after those 2 big trips that, like, on a whim, I decided to go see Curtis Connor, who's a YouTuber. I went to go see him live in downtown Durham.
All right, time for my date with myself to see Curtis Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, that was a cute night. I love going and doing like random things alone on a whim. The next day I spent the whole day not alone. I went to the scrap exchange with my roommate and pal, Megan.
Okay, so here's Megan's here. There's 2 scrap things, the scrapped thrift and then the scrap exchange. And one is craft and one is other things, is clothes and such, period. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. Hey. Hi. Hey.
So I was cut off there by us like seeing our friends that we were meeting up with, and I genuinely cannot tell you guys how that sentence was supposed to end. So I really hope that I didn't realize something really cool that I've now forgotten again.
Oh shit! Seems like something you should have. I'm guarding this for Megan while she gets a card. I'm guarding it with my life. Alright, we've purchased things. Many a thing, actually. We're gonna go put things in Megan's car and then go over to the crafty part of the scrap exchange empire. I can't even, my hair's in my face, I got things all over me.
So if you're ever in Durham, North Carolina, I recommend visiting the Scrap Empire. No one calls it that. No one calls it that, but the Scrap Exchange and the Scrap Thrift. Now, I was on serious vlogger mode in this couple week area, and I filmed another day not long after the Scrap Exchange day, and this is just a day that I like really treasure.
Okay, so the thing is, the big part of the appeal of this place is that it looks like we're in like a fairy wonderland in the forest and such, but it's been raining all morning, so everything's very wet. But alas, we persist, and I'm just gonna sit on my jacket. Ah, nice. And then we just really hope that our books don't get wet. It's not raining right now, or it's like drizzling. I think we'll be okay. I'm not actively getting rained on, but look at it. I mean, it's just in the forest, like the whole setup is the forest, and that's very fun and nice. I love the sounds of nature. I needed this. I needed this. I love the sound of it. Yeah, not so bad. A little hot. Very yummly though. Alright, unfortunately we've reached the point where it's starting to rain a little bit too hard and it's breaking the cover of the trees. We're about to drive back now, but I wanted to take a little moment and talk about what a tick waning phase is. When we talk about waning, I think a lot of us know like the phases of the moon. Waxing being when the moon is bigger, and waning being when the moon is smaller, just to like if we're gonna make things really simplified. So it's kind of like that with Tourette Syndrome. Tourette Syndrome is a dynamic disability, meaning that the severity of symptoms presents differently at different times, and just like symptoms in general are dynamic. Like they change and they present differently at different times. So while sometimes tics might be waxing, there are also waning phases where the opposite is true, and tics are happening less than they usually do. And that is what I mean by a tic waning phase, and is something that I am currently experiencing. And when we say phase, it's not really like any defined period of time. Like I don't enter a waxing phase or waning phase knowing how long it's going to last, but it is a way to describe the dynamic nature of symptoms like tics. All right, I hope that helps clear things up for anyone who didn't know. Time to drive home.
Yeah, you know, that was a really good day, and the whole waiting phase thing, I'm glad I kind of went into that. It's so interesting. Every year I go into summer being like, this summer, my tics aren't gonna wax too much. I think I'll be fine. And every summer I have like the most tic attacks I do out of every like other point of the year. And then every year I'm like, oh crap, it's just like every other year. And then also every year I enter as it starts getting colder outside, and I'm like, wow, things are waning. Every year. The next set of clips I'm gonna show you are also from another day that I very, very much treasure with my mother when I drove us to Richmond to go to an art museum. Here's my little outfit. Let's roll out. All right, we're all readied up.
Okay, do you see all these? Let me cover the spots.
Oh, well, whatever. No one cares. You're thinking about. Oh,
yeah.
They might paint the bathroom. Oh no. But we are about to take my mom to take this thing off, and then straight from that, we're driving to Richmond. Road trip. All right, stitches out.
And it's 2.5 hours later, we made it. We're about to eat food. There seems to be a lot of things like closed right now, which is weird because it's Wednesday at like 1 p.m. But all right, let's go walkie. Ah! It always does this. Weird thing in Richmond on a Wednesday in the middle of the day, so many things are just closed.
Hey Emma, do you want one more taco?
Do one more, what do you mean? Oh, is that what it's called? One more taco? Oh. So that's a place actually open. That place over there isn't open. The Greek place wasn't open. Just like restaurants aren't open during lunchtime, I guess. What the heck? They look like very not sharp. Well, I guess they'll be getting sharp soon. I don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of cool. They're smooth pine cones. All right, lunch was okay. It was okay, and now, we're going to the Virginia Fine Arts Museum. Whoa!
Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh!
They're everywhere.
Oh, what the? Oh, actually, I didn't even realize it's. Oh, and then there's a squirrel too. They really are everywhere. They look like the ones you can eat that are like in ramen a lot.
Yeah, but they
We should probably test it out. No, I'm just kidding. Chicken, hen mushroom, I don't know, something like that. That is cool. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we're going to the art museum. Dude, there's another squirrel.
they're like rats with tails, with fuzzy tails.
Rats stay further away. Squirrels get in your business more.
That is true.
All right, museum time. But yeah, there's literally like fingerless gloves are coming back. I saw when I was at the Curtis Connor event, there was a girl that had fingerless gloves on. She did, and sitting right in front of me.
I'm just gonna let you know you're wearing blue just like her. And your hair's pulled up. I mean, yours is a little messier, but...
Oh, well.
No, look unhappy. It looked like you're going to Kumon.
Oh my gosh. my mom sent me to Kumon, which is true. It's a true story. On Google Maps, like, they have the art museum, but they literally have like it just says Chloe on Google Maps. Like they have her, she has her own,
Yeah.
like the sculpture has her own little dot on Google Maps. It's very cool. Gosh, yeah, I like it a lot. That rocks. Okay, it's been a very awesome, very fun, but long day. Now it's time to go drive 2.5 hours in rush hour in the rain. But great day. What did you think?
Awesome. Fabulous day.
Very fun.
And this takes us to our last bit of 2024. In mid-November, I headed back on up to New York City for another very beautiful trip to the Tourette Gala. But yeah, I started out this week-long trip with 2 days running around in Brooklyn, and a visit to the New York Transit Museum. I went with a pal and we had a lot of fun. I have been like meaning to go to this museum for so long. Like there's been multiple trips where I've been like, New York Transit Museum is on the list, and then just never ended up going. And I'm so glad I did. It was a lot cooler than I even realized it would be.
It's basically like I'm basically riding the subway. Yep. I'm driving. I'm so tired. Oh my god, they go Subway Surfer.
Ready.
Ooh, okay. Wow, what a whirlwind of a day. I'm back in my hotel room now. I mean, it's only like 7-something p.m. right now, but I decided to retire back to my space because, you know, I woke up at like 4:30 a.m. Not like for my flight, just cause like insomnia vibes. I gave you all a peek into me visiting the New York Transit Museum, but after that, and what I've been doing for the past couple of hours is hanging out with my friend Maya, who also has Tourette Syndrome. And I didn't really take many videos. I was like very much hanging out, chilling. No, I took one video at the Union Square Market of the thick hot chocolate with the marshmallows. It was yumbly. I could not finish it all. It was yumbly, but a little too decadent. Me and Maya had a really fun time. It was awesome. I love hanging out with other people in the Tiki community. We're like both ticking and in public spaces, and then we're both like acting like it's a normal thing because it's a normal thing to us. It kind of like helps other people, at least most of the time, be less likely to freak out about it. Like they also kind of hop on the normal vibe. I'm tired. Good night.
Today, I've got to go see about a pigeon.
Hey, what are you doing? Let's go have fun in New York City. Before heading out for this day of fun, I did feel it was really necessary to show you guys some kicks and such. Pow, cha-cha, wah, pow. I need another sip. So on this day, I actually filmed very little. On a different day on this trip, I was referencing back to this this one day and telling a pal about how there were like 3 very clear moments when I was roaming around by myself that day. I don't know, I just felt like the calmest I had felt since the last time I had been in New York City. So like the calmest I had felt in months. There's just this like kind of almost like meditative state that I get to being within like a calm in the chaos. And I've talked about this a bit before. And I've been thinking about it more and more. I think it's like the perfect amount of stimulation. Like depending on the day, of course, but I am perfectly not overstimulated, but also not understimulated, which is just something that like really helps my tics and just makes me feel really calm and good and at peace. Oh, and remember when I said there was a pigeon that I had to see about? Well, here's that. Yeah, there was no way I was missing that on this recent trip. I had to go see him. Okay, now we're entering Gala. I think I said this almost word for word in an Instagram post, but being part of the Tourette Gala every year is still just like absolutely surreal to me. Because something that I always say about my Tourette Syndrome journey is that like all of the good things wouldn't have happened without the bad things. It's not like a cause and effect even, it's like they all kind of go hand in hand. I like to explain my Tourette Syndrome journey as one that is like it's been really long and arduous, overwhelming, way too much at points, horrific, but then also like really, really beautiful. So as I reflect on 2024 and really, like I was saying, like my life as a whole, I just see more and more how Tourette Syndrome, although it has given me my worst of times, it's also really led to my bests of times. Like the Tourette Syndrome and tic disorder community is so brilliant and resilient and good. Like literally just like the most incredible people I know in my life experience tics. With that, I want to say to the Tourette Syndrome and tic disorder community, and then also to people who aren't impacted by tics themselves, but are like just people who watch these videos and care about my community. Thank you all so much for making 2024 so special for me and for making my life so special in general. Hey, remember when I said that I had 2 very big announcements? Here they are. There is a new show coming out that a lot of you may have already seen about because the trailer released recently from when I'm filming this, that stars Tourette Syndrome advocate Balin Dupree. So where I come into this is that I will be in this show. That's announcement number 1. But I have a couple of sub points that go with announcement number 1 because I feel if I didn't say anything more along with that, it would be irresponsible. And as a reminder, and what I have in my caption below, all of the thoughts that I have in this video and every video I have are my thoughts and my thoughts alone. So I am really excited about the prospect of what this show could be. But I also understand a lot of the apprehensions that I've seen within the Tourette Syndrome and tic disorder community upon the release of the trailer of this show. A lot of people are really excited about it, and then there's also people who are really worried about it, and I get that. Like, I am worried too. I'm both excited and worried at the same time. And that's because anything that features my beautiful Tiki community and handles subjects that affect me and the rest of the TS and tic disorder community, I want those things to be handled well. Actually, like, I want them to be handled more than well. I want them to be handled greatly. From my personal experience, knowing Balin personally, I see that Balin cares deeply about Tourette Syndrome advocacy. Thing number 2 that I will say is I have not seen the show at all. I haven't seen a single second of it, besides like the trailer. Like, I've seen the trailer, obviously, but I haven't seen any of the actual show. I feel like there's really not a lot that I can responsibly say about it yet until I actually see what it is, you know? Like, I can't say a lot about what I don't know. There is a world where this show ends up being a really cool way to show an individual's experience with tics that opens the door for people to learn about more individuals' experiences living with tics. And that is the world that I hope for, and I am excited about possibly coming to fruition. That's that. Announcement number 2 is that I am moving to New York City. There's a little bit of context for this one too, guys, I'm sorry. Because while I am moving to New York City in February 2025, I'm only moving for a couple of months at this time and trying to figure out how to stay longer, because get this, that shit is expensive. And that is the main barrier from me staying there longer. Yeah, I've only been talking about this and wanting this for years. All right, everyone, I hope that your 2024 ends splendidly and into 25. Thanks, Twitches. See you soon.